Hey everybody, it's your favorite discount Chris Hemsworth here. My camera isn't working today, so all you get is my voice. I understand for some of you that's a blessing. Today we're checking out some more stories from the internet. Here's the list for you to peruse from. As always, thank you so much for stopping by to check out the video today. Remember to comment your thoughts down below as well, I like to check them out, and without that further said, let's get into the ripper-tea. Story by The Lion and Zelda. Would I be the a-hole for firing my wedding photographer over her personal beliefs? For context, I'm a 27-year-old female, and my fiancé, a 29-year-old male, are getting married in March of 2021. Our original wedding day was supposed to be in November of this year, but we postponed it. We booked our current photographer, Elle, shortly after we got engaged in the summer of 2019, so we have been in a business relationship with her for about a year. We had our engagement photos done last November of 2019, and they were everything we wanted. Elle asked us to add her on Facebook, both her personal page and her business page. I did as she asked, and I have been Facebook friends with both of her pages since around the time of our engagement pictures. Well, she is super religious and very conservative, and she posts freely about it on Facebook. Now, I am not very religious and very liberal. I also post freely about it on Facebook. This wasn't an issue until today, when she posted something about being happy that the new Supreme Court Justice was appointed so that abortion will be made illegal and gay marriage abolished. Oh no, not an opinion on the internet. Here's the issue. I am pansexual, but pass as straight due to being with a straight, cis male. I do not believe Elle is aware of my sexuality. When searching for a pastor, we vetted them to make sure they were gay-friendly. I did not want someone marrying us who personally believed that we were doing was wrong or sinful. Now, I come to find out my wedding photographer thinks just that. I personally do not feel comfortable having her document this personal day when, she is actively rooting against my future marriage and the future marriages of my gay friends and family members. My fiancé is unsure what to do. So, would I be the a-hole for firing my wedding photographer over her beliefs on gay marriage? You kidding me? This is a great opportunity. Convert her to the realization of how fun gay weddings are. I don't actually know if they're always fun. I've actually never been to a gay wedding. Is that a bad stereotype? You're the a-hole. Has anything of this been an issue while she catered to your photo needs? If not, you are firing someone for not thinking the same as you. How tolerant and loving. Nata, it's your wedding and you should enjoy your day fully without having to worry or wonder if your photographer is judging you based on their hateful beliefs. You definitely want a photographer who will vibe well with the both of you. Our photographer made us feel so comfortable, and we're both anxious, shy people, that our pictures came out beautifully. Not the a-hole. You put that stuff out for the world to see. You can't be surprised that ends up costing you some friends and clients. Yes, true, you are swaying me away from everyone sucks here, that's a good point. She's not actively working against you by posting her opinions. Opinions that you don't have to read, by the way. It's your wedding, and you can have whomever you want there. I just don't think she's attacking you the way you seem to. Just have different philosophical and political positions. No, you are within your rights. Don't support businesses you don't believe in. Hell, the religious nuts went to court over this very issue. Very true. And people went into an uproar about it. So what's the stance here? Oh, it's suddenly okay because it's now in our court? I definitely ain't religious. Definitely not conservative, but I'm still gonna say everyone sucks here. If you were still shopping for a photographer, okay, yeah, we can let it slide. But you've already hired her. You're technically firing someone based on their political beliefs. And last I noticed, I don't think you're some CEO of a billion-dollar company where your reputation's on the line. She is definitely stupid to be posting her political opinions when she's asking her clients to join her Facebook group and page and stuff. Like, come on. I'd say that alone justifies her getting fired from this gig. But regardless, no matter how dumb, stupid, and backwards thinking it is, she's entitled to have that opinion. Do you need to respect that opinion? Not really. And I guess end of the day, it is their wedding day, and you and your partner are quite mutual in being uncomfortable with her. So I can understand your intentions to fire her. This story by No More Birthdays, Mum. Am I the a-hole for refusing to attend any celebrations in my family because of something that happened when I was a teenager? So this has been happening for a while, but I saw a post about birthdays and I figured I would ask here. My elder sister has terrible depression while growing up. We were polar opposites. She was very introverted and struggling, while I was an extrovert and had a ton of friends and had it easy in high school. After a bad spiral, my sister broke down and cried to my mom about how easy I had it and that she loathed herself more because of me. My parents were very worried that she was going to do something drastic, and their solution was to have me stop hanging out with my friends. Outside school, I wasn't allowed to hang out with my friends. I would text or call them, but I couldn't meet them. You're being punished for your sister being jealous. My god, that is going to be so beneficial to her growth as an adult. My elder sister loved this, and she kept saying how me not rubbing her face in the fact that I am better than her is helping her mental health immensely. So, during the ages of 14 to 18, I wasn't allowed to have friends outside school. During my birthdays, my mum used to not celebrate because she felt me having too much fun would affect my sister. She will make me skip school on my birthday so that I won't have a secret celebration, and anything that's a gift is strictly forbidden. Obviously, I broke the stupid rule and had a ton of friends, many of whom I'm still in contact with. During that time, I began to hate my mother and sister. Oh, I wonder why. My dad tried to cheer me up, but he never said anything in my defense. I stopped celebrating with them, birthdays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, etc. Whenever they asked me about it or accused me of not bothering, I would just say that I didn't get anything for them because I didn't want to upset my elder sister. I got a full ride to college and didn't speak to any of them after that. 5 years later, my dad fell sick and I responded when they reached out. I started speaking to my mum and dad again. I refused to talk to my elder sister. She is still miserable and bitter and very, very alone, and I would like to be as far away from her as possible. I have still not celebrated anything with them. A few months ago, my parents had their anniversary, and I didn't wish them or get them a gift. They asked me if I wanted to come for a small dinner with close friends and family, and I just replied, I don't want to upset anyone by celebrating something. Wow, you are really riding this storm, aren't you? My mum was ticked as hell. She told me that I either need to forgive them or just go no contact again. She said that there is no point in me saying that I am willing to forgive them and then making snide remarks or throwing some things back in their face. I listened to her and then decided to go no contact again. My parents aren't respecting my decision and are accusing me of being stuck in the past. This all happened a few months ago, and I am merely curious of what Reddit thinks. Am I the a-hole? I kinda want to know what this free ride to college was all about. Did they pay that for you? Because, I mean, that's pretty nice of them if they've been supposedly treating you poorly this entire time. Definitely doesn't make up for the stupid restrictions they put on you in your youth, but you can't really argue that they lacked any care or love for you. Nata, what your parents did is emotionally abuse you just to make sister happy. The fact that they thought instead of helping sister find joy in life, you should just have joy removed from your life is horrid, and they are awful parents. No contact is the best thing possible. Yeah, Nata, your mum is right that if you can't forgive them, nor should you, it's best to go no contact. But now, she's gotta respect it. What they did was abusive, and they seem to understand they messed up, but not the true depths of how wrong they were. Yeah, I have to agree with the Natar, but I also have to say, you gotta realize at the end of the day, the only one who is still causing this suffering upon you is you. Now, I say this as if we've gone beyond the obvious discussion of, your feelings are valid, you've gone through a horrible experience, you have every right to be upset, etc. Your mother is right that what happened was in the past. Now, that said, do you have to forget about it? Hell no! But it seems like you're the only one trying to throw hands here. Understandably, defensively, but the opposite of love isn't hate. It's indifference. Look, all I'll say is there's a difference between letting it go and letting it be. Next story by Cover Extra. Would I be the a-hole for telling my ex-stepdaughter the truth? Hey everyone, this is sort of a throwaway account and my first time really creating a post, so please don't mind any wrong formats, but I'm having a real hard time trying to decide if I will be an a-hole here. All names have been changed and sorry if the title's incorrect. When I was 20, I'm a male and I'm now 39, I got into a relationship with a woman named Lisa, who was 18 at the time and already pregnant to another man who'd just been sent to prison. Our relationship only lasted around 3 years, and I took both Lisa and Sabrina shortly after her birth into my home and life, where I did try my hardest to keep a roof over their heads and food in their stomachs. I honestly saw Sabrina as my own child, and I did treat her as so. Myself and Lisa had constant problems due to Lisa having a real habit of leaving Sabrina completely alone with me without telling me and disappearing without any notice, stealing money, and lying about everything. The relationship completely broke down when she decided I was too controlling, and she decided to move cross-country with Sabrina without much notice. I haven't seen Sabrina since shortly before her 4th birthday, and I did try to keep in contact with them, but since I'm not her biological dad, neither were I married or engaged to her, I didn't have much right to her. My life, though, has moved on, then, to which I have met my future wife, and we have 3 kids together, but I never forgot about Sabrina. In a sense, Sabrina taught me how to be a father before I became a dad, and I don't regret being in her life. So if you think about it, Sabrina was like your free trial period. Well, all changed a few months ago when I got a message through Facebook from Sabrina. I have to admit, I hadn't expected her to contact me, and it does turn out Sabrina hasn't really had a good life. From what I've understood from Sabrina, Lisa never maintained a real stable environment, which led Sabrina being placed into care and led her to making some poor decisions in life. It does seem as recent as she got in touch with me, she also got back in touch with Lisa. A large part of these messages, though, seems to be Sabrina trying to get solid answers to what happened. From the conversations we've had, it does seem like Lisa has painted me to be the bad guy who was financially and emotionally abusive and didn't want Sabrina around, which is why her mum left the state we lived in. I have to admit I have been trying to sugarcoat some of the bad things until I really got a grip to what Lisa has told her, and I completely willing to tell Sabrina my version of the story, but my wife does feel conflicted, as Lisa has gotten in touch with us asking me to drop contact as it was damaging her relationship with Sabrina. So Reddit, will I be the a-hole if I tell Sabrina the truth to why her mum and her moved? So Lisa wants you to join in the deceit she created for her own benefit because she just sucks at being an honest human being. Okay. No a-holes here. Do you intend on maintaining a real and meaningful relationship with Sabrina? If not, then I would stop contacting her, because I don't see how your interfering in her life will help. It sounds like Sabrina has been through a lot, had unstable guardians and relationships, and is trying her best to find stability. Unless you intend on being a stable and consistent figure in her life, I wouldn't start more drama by bringing up the past. Her mum sounds like she might not be the best parent, but if she is trying to maintain or salvage a relationship with her daughter, then I would be hesitant to come between them with your own conversations with Sabrina. I can agree to this depending on what the allegations are and the sugar-coated BS that Lisa's been sharing, as well as what position of employment you have. If information like that was shared around, would that affect your career at all? If yes, then you have every right to clear your name. Doesn't matter if she's on the other side of the world, the internet exists. Nata, but I have to ask you, why bother? It's he said, she said at this point. Anything you tell her is going to be disputed by her mother. It honestly sounds like you're inviting a lot of drama into your life. I personally think you should just move on and focus on your wife and 3 children. Nothing you could have done would have changed Sabrina's outcome. You had no rights to her, and nothing you can tell her now is going to change the past. I understand wanting to give her the whole truth, but you have to ask yourself if doing so is for yourself or for her. Yeah, okay, fine, just persuade me to think otherwise, sure. I genuinely actually like this point. Yes, it is always good to try and clear your name, but it does seem to be that there's not really anything you can prove other than just standing your ground and saying, no, I'm not the a-hole. And clearly by now, I'm sure Sabrina's aware of Lisa's, deceitfulness. The fact Sabrina's reaching out for you clearly shows she doesn't really trust Lisa's side of the story. So not the a-hole, but I also agree, telling her anything is just inviting you into the wormhole of drama and not really gonna gain anything from it. Next story by Angsmiles. Am I the a-hole? But I cannot forgive my mother. I just recently got married last month, and my mum did not attend my wedding. Side note, I am her only child, plus my dad is not in the picture, so we pretty much only have each other. My mum is stubborn, hateful, and very narcissistic. So, a week before my wedding, I called to inform her 2 people, which she does not like at all, my BFF of 20 years and my daughter's BFF, who is 18 years old, were going to be in attendance. Neither have ever done anything to her. I wanted to ensure the day was drama-free, especially since the small wedding was going to be at my home due to COVID. I asked her to be respectful, to not make rude comments or make faces to any person again, just to avoid any issue the day of. I wanted her to be there for me, enjoy herself, and share the love of my happy union. Instead, her response wasn't quite the opposite, but I left it as is. I called her each day following up to the day, including multiple times on the wedding day. She never picked up for me or even texted me back. Never in a million years would I have imagined she was going to be a no-show. The wedding day itself was better than perfect, but I cannot let go of the fact that my mother left me by myself. Other than my friends, I had no family there. I try not to think about it, but it hurts so freaking bad. I can't even talk about it when I do. I just mask it with laughter and say, it's fine. She's not called me or apologized since. Am I the a-hole for not wanting nothing to do with her until she apologizes? My anger towards her grows more and more each day she does not reach out because of her selfishness. Your first description of your mother is stubborn, hateful, and narcissistic. Why would you want her there? The only justification you have is that she's family. That's not a strong argument. Not the a-hole for feeling you want an apology, but I've got to ask why. From your description of the person she is, will it actually mean anything? Will she mend her ways and become a person who wouldn't blow off her child's wedding? If you still want her in your life, it sounds like you're going to have to accept her as is. Yeah, I understand your frustration and anger, and you have a right to feel that way, but consider this. In the end, will you not speaking to her because of this change it? Someday she will be gone, and you will wish you hadn't wasted time holding a grudge. Not saying you have to forgive her, but don't let this end your relationship. It's entirely possible that she knew something would happen, so she stayed away so no drama would ruin your day. That's a good point. Maybe the mother wanted to stay out of things for the sake of her daughter having a stress-free day. But being silent the entire time, it doesn't help convey that. Nata, you need therapy to deal with this abandonment, but you're not going to change your mother. I'm really sorry this happened to you. It's just horrible. A pretty cut and dry final story there. I'm always one to give people an opportunity to grow and develop for the betterment of themselves, but I also understand that, yeah, some people are just too far gone. What's your stance, though? Do you think she's totally not the a-hole for ditching her mother? Now you have reached the end of today's video. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Your engagement on this channel really means a lot to me. Like, this content exists because of you. So if you could let me know what is working best for you, please like the videos you enjoy, subscribe if you want to be updated on the latest goodies, as that would just be amazing. I mean, you can always unsubscribe if you get bored of me, that's totally fine too. But for those who have already, thank you so much. I love your faces. And to those I've yet to persuade, well, that hurts. But as someone who's clearly selling his soul to YouTube content, I guess it's one way to feel things again. So thank you for the unintentional symbiotic relationship. Anyway, that'll do me. Thanks for watching again, love your face as always, and I'll see you for the next one.